Yeah, thank you, Sue. Hello, everybody. Thanks, Miguel. Really relevant lead into what I'm going to discuss now. So just an introduction, I'm the Data Tech Director at Painted Dog Research, and our division is tasked to drive innovation into our market researching methods. So we have the opportunity to stay relevant as technology advances. So today I'm going to talk about augmented and virtual reality in market research, initially providing a little bit of context, both in terms of the automation debate that we've heard a great deal of from NewMR webinars, as well as some historical context of data collection in market research. Then we'll look at what's happening right now with AR and VR in our industry, specifically via mobile devices. And then finally, a tantalizing glimpse, if you will, into what could be in the not too distant future. So speculative, but interesting. And I'd love to hear other people's thoughts on that section. So first of all, let's have a think about what automation is defined as. There we go. So automation often means a computer being set to do a human's job, typically in a faster and more regulated way. We've heard that through many NewMR webinars so far. So what does that mean for us in market research? Well, if we look historically, we've had face-to-face and postal data collection moving into telephone, so automating that need for human travel, in-person engagement, the administration of postal, etc. Then came the advent of online, so we didn't even need that interview or interaction anymore, or indeed we could automate data entry. Then we have mobile, so we automate the need for a respondent even to be near a specific and static researching portal. They can be anywhere, and at every stage there is an impact. You know, there's a consequence. So as technology advances, established methods can get a real shot on the arm, like channel research. In the moment, you've got your mobile phone, you're outside the store, you can take a survey right now. But at every transition, skills do need to be transferred, or it is often our colleagues who can lose out. And that's a point I'd like to come to later on. So what we're experiencing now in terms of data collection is augmented reality and virtual reality in market research, but they're not operating in isolation. We've got different things like quantum processing. Yes, we can rent time on big computers, IBM's, Watson's, or whatever, but also in our pockets right now, we've got some superior processing power that can allow us to do some fantastic stuff. We've got access to AR and machine learning. And this, I'd just like to put it again in the context of a complete platform shift. Somebody shared with me a great analogy that it's like the equivalent of having a typewriter and then shifting to an internet-connected computer. What we're experiencing now is not just another channel. It's a complete platform shift, and AR and VR is a part of that. And as we go on and try and drive innovation into our sector, let's be realistic and acknowledge that we are not the innovators. We rarely are the innovators. We rely on invention, we rely on infrastructure, we rely on distribution, before even we can apply our standard techniques such as CATI online in the moment research. So when we discuss augmented and virtual reality, we need to keep in mind that we require distribution through mobile devices and Google Cardboard headsets, infrastructure through superfast networks, and indeed inventions, you know, not just the mobile processing power, but also technology such as zero-user interface. So what is augmented reality? It's a live view of the real world where elements are augmented by computer-generated sensory input, such as sound and visuals. We've all seen Pokemon Go. But what does that mean for us researchers? Well, we can overlay data-rich information on what users see and hear. We can manipulate that information, and we can record how the users are interacting with that information. Some specific applications that spring to mind in home review. We can place products within somebody's home, not in a store. They can review it where they want to place it. They can change the size, they can change the shape, they can change the logo, they can change the color, anything. They can send us the final product that they prefer, and also we can track how they got there. Premium product placement. You know, just unthinkable to be able to position, this is an app from BMW, top of the range BMW, choose your series, change the color, change the tires, get inside it, have a look at the interior via your smartphone, look really silly on your own driveway as you're walking around with absolutely nothing. The planning and property sector is buzzing with this stuff already, but in terms of research, you know, you imagine internet intercept interviewers with tablets using augmented reality to stop passers-by and say, look at this scrap of land, we're going to build a park here, where would you prefer the swings, where's the slide, where's the fountain, you know, or here's another interchange, What about this for a pedestrian crossing, etc., etc. And shopping diaries. We now utilize apps where a user can go anywhere they like. They can use the equivalent of Amazon search technology in our app to point at any product. We'll be able to record what that product is, and they can score it, they can rate it, they can review it, and it all flows back into us. So in terms of augmented reality, you remember I said that interviewers or some of our colleagues can lose out earlier on? Well, traditional interviewing has often been replaced by automated processes. That's a fact. So the uptake of augmented reality could actually put those intercept interviewers back at the cutting edge of our industry as we send them out into the field with tablets and we apply augmented reality for our research. So some positives there. That's augmented reality. I think about virtual reality. Now, I'm using the word reality a lot. It's becoming a bit of a tongue twister, but this is all part of the general theory of mixed reality. Many different versions, many different combinations. But in terms of virtual, as AR enhances the user's perception, virtual reality replaces the real world with a simulated one. Most of us will probably be thinking of something like this. You can go on any YouTube website and see an example of full immersion VR, where a respondent is on location with a headset, they're walking around the experience, they're interacting, they can see themselves in the environment, and they can provide in-depth qualitative feedback afterwards. Really interesting development that we can now apply to our sector. The things like 360 videos, where respondents can use their own devices. Devices have advanced, so we can send out 360 videos where you can look around somebody else's previous experience that's been recorded. You can have a static 360 camera in one position, or you can take multiple videos. So a respondent can look at a point on the floor and zoom to that perspective. Key is we can digitally change elements within a 360 video. Now, I'll come to a case study on that in a moment. Yes, there's the in-VR stats feedback, but talking about surveys needing to be mobile ready, well, this is basically using the equivalent of a browser 360 videos. So we can integrate these videos within an existing survey platform, very, very simply. So that survey better be mobile ready. If we take a look at a case study, I know this is an international audience, so it's a mobile phone company wanting to develop a more eye-catching point of sale. This case study is available on AppMap this month. Mopping up the physical retail environment was too costly, too time-consuming, couldn't do it to scale to bring everybody in within the time. So a virtual reality solution and method was applied. Let's have a little look at that method. Well, so we have a sample, and this is a video of somebody on YouTube using the equivalent of a Google Cardboard, so you know what we're talking about. A sample of 400 people to do an in-store assessment. Let's just pause there. A sample of 400 people. That's phenomenal with this sort of method. Post the VR headset out and then distribute the survey link. Each respondent then viewed one of five virtual reality experiences before following up with a standard market researching survey. Again, completely mobile ready. In terms of that experience itself, it was a 60-second video filmed on location at a store with a current point of sale at the bottom right. 360 camera set in a fixed position so you can look all around the store. The point of sale bottom right was digitally altered to create 5 different versions. Everything else remained the same. So in terms of a respondent experience, they first had an introductory sequence where they walked into the store, but it was very, very realistic. The radio station was playing. There were staff and customers interacting in the store. So far more realistic an assessment than, say, an image on an existing mobile survey. A lot of effort, right? Seems like a great deal of effort to apply virtual reality 360 videos into existing. So why bother? You know? Okay, so in terms of why bother, I wonder if you mind coming on a little thought experiment with me. It's all about context. So if you'd be kind enough to think of just one of your, doesn't have to be your favorite album, but just one of your favorite albums, musical albums that you like. You got it? Okay. Track 6, 26 seconds in. What's the lyric? Impossible, right? I'm going to play some music. The brain is a what happens next predictor. So in order to predict what happens next. We need to be in the context of that experience. This is AC/DC playing, and the next lyric is, I knew it was going to be back and back because I was right there. And, you know, my musical tastes, I grant you, are, you know, debatable, but that's not the point. The point is that context and virtual reality immerses us in a more real-world context. It tricks our brains into reacting with its core prediction engine function. Ultimately, for us researchers, more realistic responses, better quality data to build our conclusions on. Another key thing we need to consider is respondent engagement. Panelists experience fatigue, hearing the same old survey, experiencing the same old link being sent through. It doesn't quite work on mobile, as you've said, Sue, previously. Now, this new tool, a method that we're able to employ, really engages with panelists. You know, thank you for a wonderful experience. The feedback was awesome, brilliant survey, very different. I like the whole experience. So some of the key challenges for our industry could be overcome. Self-reporting, not always being accurate. Mental reconstructions based on reduced information and respondent fatigue with the new VR method distributed by mobile devices improves immersion, it improves respondent engagement. It gives us more realistic and contextualized responses for our conclusions. It can provide qualitative level insight at quantitative level sample sizes, which can improve return on investment for our clients. Now, a key question that we get asked is, you know, will it be the standard method? Well, irrespective of what I've just presented, if you look back in time, mobiles used to look a bit weird too, but inevitably, as Sue said, it will happen anyway. That's my impression. It's going to be more and more and more relevant to our industry. So how to glimpse, I promised you a little tantalizing glimpse, as it were, into what could be in the future. So stay with me. In order to glimpse what's happening in the future in our industry, again, let's look at the process. We need to look at what's being invented right now to be aware of what we might be able to apply in the future. So in this area of mixed reality, what's happening right now? Well, this guy, Elon Musk, absolute genius. You've all heard of him. Well, he started a company this year called Neuralink, developing ultra-high bandwidth brain-machine interfaces, high bandwidth, to connect humans with computers within 4 years. Now, that's an ambitious time frame. You know, I wouldn't put it past him with his history, but yeah. So for me, this is not just going to be a one-way flow of information where we're getting images, sounds, and senses in our brains. We'll be able to send information the other way. It'll be a two-way flow. So just hypothesizing 6 reasons to be excited about the potential of Neuraresearch in the future. A two-way data flow. We'll be able to stream what we see, what we smell, what we hear, what we taste, and we touch into a new form of data collection platform. Okay, you'll probably be able to apply it like you do a mobile phone, you know, and it will become very normal. You're on holiday, you're on the beach, it's very warm, you've got the breeze, you want to share that with a friend, you just instantly connect to them, and they experience that too. You know, you'll be able to try before you buy. In the marketplace, we currently hear a sample of the music before we download the album. Well, tomorrow, we'll be able to taste the restaurant menu, smell the perfume, and feel the fiber of fabric. You know, there will be no more qual versus quant. We'll be getting super qualitative level information at quantitative level sample sizes, which leads us to the fact that that will be impossible for one human researcher's brain to comprehend. We are going to need artificial intelligence and quantum processing to be a standard part of the researching process. And talking of the researching process, we're going to have different types of research. Neurocati, where we have computer-assisted telepathic interviewing, concept to concept. And then imagine new forms of presentation, not just AV, but AVTST, audio, visual, taste, smell, touch, limited purely by your imagination. You know, you've got the product in front of you, you said this segment likes it in this shape and this smell, and you don't even have to be in the same room, purely limited by your imagination. And I'd be really interested to hear of anybody else's hypotheses out there when it comes to the potential of Neuraresearch. So there we are. I hope that I've taken a bit of a journey through providing some context in terms of automation and historical perspective. Yeah, looking at what's happening in the industry right now, but also having a little look in the future. If anybody's got any questions, I can answer some now, of course, but feel free to email, direct, or link in with me. More than happy to connect with anybody. Thanks very much.